Hello, welcome to the Special Moves podcast. This is episode 14. My name's Mike Williams, and these guys are Liam McKelvey and Jake Lukowski.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
You all right?
Yep, very good, thank you. Yeah.
Good. Let's get on with it then. This week we're talking about Battlefield 5, mainly.
Sure.
Got a lot to say about it.
It's finally come out for everyone now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because exactly. We've been building up to this in a way, haven't we?
The third and final release date.
I think we've mentioned it in every podcast for the past, 3 podcasts.
So let's just do this and be done with it.
Yeah.
People were complaining about Red Dead Redemption.
I know,
And a very popular game that was. So God knows how they feel about Battlefield 5. We've also got DS Special Moves coming up, which is the new email feature, which kind of went down all right last week, didn't it? People seem to like it.
We had a lot more emails, so if you missed last week's podcast, go and listen to it. But if you can't be bothered, then basically we just answer some emails. And you can email us at DS Special Moves. We'll talk about that later.
Hell of an idea for a podcast, that. But
yeah, we took it off two old men.
We
What are they going to do about it? Nothing.
Old is a bit harsh.
They are quite old, though.
They're in the prime of their life.
Do you know,
I'd say.
weird,
Commode is old,
Yeah, Jake's talking about the Commode and Mayo film review podcast, by the way. And they're not. Yeah, I was thinking earlier, right?
They're what, like in their 50s?
Yeah, but it's not that old, is it?
No.
But I was thinking earlier, I would love it if it was the kind of thing that they just kept going till they were like in their late 80s.
I think they will.
I would love it.
Yeah.
I really hope they do. I really hope it turns into Mark Commode can only manage 2 films a week.
Because of his bladder.
Yeah. It takes him 7 hours to get to the cinema, because he walks.
I think at this point we're pretty much sponsored by him. We mention him every... That's
a good podcast.
We like it, yeah.
It's what I aspire to.
Being 80 years old.
Yeah. I aspire to be so good at what I'm doing that people go, I hope he does this until he's in his late 80s.
Your Road Truck Simulator 2046 review with Michael
which
Williams.
will be automated self-driving truck anyway, so all you have to do is say go here and it does it.
Put your postcode in.
Yeah, exactly. So we're talking about Battlefield, then we're doing viewer and listener emails, which is a nice section. I actually really enjoyed doing it last week as well. I liked kind of seeing what other people were saying. So that's going to be a new part of the podcast, I think. And we'll be covering the new releases, and there are there's a couple of games still to come in 2018. And one of which, a big one, I guess, is coming out in the coming weeks, so we'll be talking about that later on. But first, Battlefield 5. Battlefield 5.
Can I get this off your chest, first of all?
No, I want someone else to say some words now. Okay. Single player, let's talk about the single player first.
Yeah, where do you want to start? I mean...
Give me an opinion, give me an adjective. One adjective each about the single player.
One adjective.
Yeah, for Battlefield 5 single player.
Hollow.
Underwhelming.
Right, okay.
Because I mean, right, so let's
we're on
get
the same page then.
So I got the game a day before you guys.
Yeah.
And I
got how much did you pay for that? Was that an extra
regular price? You
were lucky.
And I think I got it on release day. Didn't you guys get it a day after release?
Yeah,
day?
mine was a day late.
I got it on release day.
Oh, did you as well? Oh, but you didn't end up playing it because
Yeah.
you were busy, right? So anyway, I got it. Whatever. First thing that I done a little thing on a Thursday show about this, and I just want to make it clear straight away. I'm very warm on the multiplayer. I really like it, and I've been playing other games this week, and I just want to play Battlefield 5. To be honest.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. But anyway, so you guys hadn't got the game yet, or you weren't available, and it was 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. No one was online, so I thought I'd do the single player. First thing I noticed when you load up the single player menu is that there's 4 war stories. They're like the little vignettes that you get, one of which is grayed out because it's not out yet. It's out in 2 weeks. As is one of the big multiplayer modes, Tides of War. Anyway,
which is, by the way,
the big market
what
push.
it's all about.
They've been pushing this. In fact, if you know Battlefield 5, you watch any of the trailers, they all push this Tides of War. It's not even out. It's out next week. So God knows if we're going to cover it in next week's podcast.
Free
I'll
update,
probably
obviously.
give you all a bloody break. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's EA, so they're saying free updates for life. But little did we all know that just means that they're going to be shoving it in your face. This is what you're going to get.
Yeah.
But it didn't make me feel like that. It made me feel like, a quarter of this isn't even out yet. What the fuck? So there's only 3 of them. So I clicked on.
I like the distaste in that.
Yeah.
A quarter of this isn't even.
I actually feel pretty unwell today, so my voice is.
So I think we all do.
Yeah.
I've got an incredibly dry mouth. Anyway.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try my best. So bear with me,
this
listeners.
is the funniest thing.
Okay.
We're all not breathing through our noses.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're just listening and you can't get a feel for the dead in the room, that's why we all sound a bit weird today. Anyway, so I played the first one. I think it's called Under No Flag. And it's this story that's proper bad. It's straight out of a fucking EastEnders subplot, isn't it? It's about a failed criminal called Billy Bridger, who got locked up for doing a bank job and it went wrong. He's known as a trier. When it starts off, they read out all of his convictions, and it's attempted murder, attempted robbery, attempted. He attempts a lot of stuff. He doesn't finish it, so he gets locked up anyway. And some army guy says to him, like, "Listen, I got a job for you, and if you want to take it, you'll have a better time out with me than in prison." And obviously, Battlefield's a game about war and that, World War II to be precise. So this guy accepts it, and they go on to what is in real life now. If you want to know how this ties into reality, this story is based around the SBS, the Special Boat Service. I think that's what was it Special Boat Squad Service sounds better.
Service,
No, it's definitely service.
Who were like spec ops people in it, going out doing military missions and that. Yeah, Squad is a sick.
Yeah, how to make something definitely less British.
Yeah, a
Change
lot more
service
Fortnite
for
in it.
squad.
Yeah. So the SBS, anyway, they were like a bit mad. They had this sort of like butcher and flea kind of mindset. I think that's what Churchill had said about it. Anyway, so it's a story of this guy.
Yeah,
Billy
like a
Bridger.
raiding. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, guerrilla tactics.
Yeah. And it was about disruption.
Butcher and bolts. That's what he said.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so it was about disruption and stuff, and yeah, but that's
Saboteurs,
this,
kind of.
Yeah, but then the way you're talking about this is of course like, I don't think this vignettes thing, it worked for Battlefield 1 for me. The vignettes thing where you got, I think there was 6 in Battlefield 1, right?
Yeah, I think
6
so.
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah.
So you spend an hour each with them, and then you end up with a 5 or 6 hour campaign, and it gives you a tour of the conflict. Basically, it takes you to Europe, North Africa, and you get to see all the different aspects of it, and it worked pretty well. So in this one, there's only 3 basically. At launch, and what we've played, there is only 3 single player
And
war
indeed,
stories.
what everybody has played at this point.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
important.
I was like, the word I used with you guys was, and I kind of stick by it, is actually appalled, because I just,
it hurts even to hear it.
yeah, I just thought it was absolutely dreadful. Like the single player model of it is just, why even bother? It just feels like a big up multiplayer map, these areas. And there is one of the stories in Battlefield 1 that people kind of liked, which is the one which is set in like Lawrence of Arabia, kind of campaign stuff,
Yeah.
where there was exactly what they keep using in Battlefield 5, which is, this is a big area, here's 3 objectives, go and do the 3
In any order you want,
yeah,
however you want to do it, in a vehicle, stealthy.
yeah, which has been done in so many different ways, in such better ways
It
as well.
almost reminds me of
in
like
other
Metal Gear
games.
Solid 5, you know. You
No,
don't
yeah,
have to get out of
that's-
the hospital and it opens up.
Yeah.
And it's like,
That's what they're going for,
reminds
isn't
me
it?
of that, innit? Yeah.
That's exactly what they're going for, the open world gameplay sort of thing. But just kind of,
Yeah.
it really doesn't work. It really doesn't work for me. It's not even that I'm sitting looking like, oh, this isn't what Battlefield is, which I think some people would.
Well, yeah, a lot of people are saying that, yeah.
But that's not even a problem. It's just what it's trying to do isn't good. It's not executing what it's trying to do very well at all.
To the point that, like, I mean, well, let me just say this. This mission, I've only played 2 of the 3, yeah?
Yeah.
This mission is supposed to be a bit stealthy, you know, like the SBS or whatever.
Yeah.
Sneak in, plant some bombs, blow them up and leg it, yeah? Did you guys do it stealthily?
No.
How did you guys do it?
One of them I did sneak in, but they spotted me, so I just threw some dynamite.
Yeah.
Then the second one, I literally just drove through in a Jeep, threw some more dynamite, drove out, and they didn't. By the time I did that, they'd only just got alerted.
Yeah.
And then the last one, I just went in full guns blazing, mowed everything down, and finished the objective.
Have you enjoyed it?
Nah, not really. It's been serviceable, is the best way to describe it for me, anyway. Like, I don't hate it, but it's not particularly inspiring in any way.
I can't even say serviceable. I can't see them doing anything good with the way it's set up at all. Like the fact that you're on, okay, it's called Battlefield, but you're on your own 100% of the time in the single player campaign.
Yeah.
Even when there is someone with you, they're like, on top of a building shouting.
I will say the last thingy war story does get a bit more warish.
Okay. Yeah.
So
but
you're not like on
it's
your
more Battlefield like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not on.
Warish
You're like
is a good
you're with
way.
a big like charging with a squad up a hill and stuff like that. You're not.
Okay.
You're not just like trying to sneak
Yeah.
through the woods or whatever to blow something up.
Yeah.
So you got in a Medal of Honor front lines, yeah? Is that the one where it starts on D-Day?
Yeah.
That's like pretty much the
European Assault as well.
Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah.
Allied Assault, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, you get that feel of it, like, battle. The name Battlefield does, you know, like Call of Duty.
That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't evoke that.
It reminds me more of like, do you know Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 had like Spec Ops modes where you were like special agents who was like 2-player missions, or like all gillied up, but done worse. You know, from Modern Warfare 1. It kind of has that vibe. But I thought it would be like a platoon of guys each time, and I can see what it's trying to do here. Yeah, it's trying to make the war stories more stories of a guy or whatever, so like
personalized,
and kind of add a real narrow focus to what was a massive war that went around loads of countries, and obviously loads of shit happened in a war and that, innit? You know, you can quote me on that, but when it comes to like,
are you a historian?
I might as well be at this point. I mean, I know about the SBS now, don't I? The Boat Squad and that.
Boat Squad.
So, shouts out Boat Squad.
Those guys that went Boat Squad every time they did stuff. They blew up an aircraft hangar.
High five as the explosion went off.
Yeah, exactly.
As a historian, I don't want to make it any like rash, like, I don't know.
But you can probably confirm that, right?
Yeah, it might as well be. Yeah. And if anyone can disprove that, let me know. But you know what? You're not going to, are you? No, I'm not going to hear shit in the comment section.
Academics out there, or whatever.
You're going to get blocked. Yeah. Anyway, so this story of Billy Bridger. Anyway, added this kind of Danny Dyer level of and shouts out Danny Dyer because we mentioned him quite a lot in the podcast.
That was so sincere. That was like, and you know, shouts out Danny Dyer. He does get a lot.
Because quite a few people in that comment section, aren't even from Britain, and they still know who he is. So shouts out Danny Dyer. Anyway, that level of like acting.
Gotta respect the guy.
So Billy Bridger's basically some guy whose dad was a crook and got away with everything, and he's shit. And then he finds this camaraderie with this army general, whatever he is, special boat squad like leader. And the story is quite naff. But you know what? Like, I went in there with an open heart and I wanted to play it and enjoy it. Yeah. So I was looking at all the positives. And the graphics are nice, graphically really cool. That first bit when you're climbing up the, you know, like, I don't know, like you climb, you land on the shore and you climb up.
In the first
one,
you're going through the seaside town.
You go through the seaside, it's completely empty, and then it ends with a cutscene, and it's absolutely pointless.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I just walked, and it was literally.
But it wasn't even interesting walking.
Yeah,
it was like
it was basically a 5-minute excursion to teach you how to jump and crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there was no point to it because it ended with a cutscene, and then it ended up loading you into somewhere else. Yeah. So I was like, okay, and I quite like stealth games. Yeah, everyone knows that. And insta-fail stealth can be quite unfair for people that might not want to play like that. So I get that the fact that when you get spotted, it wasn't game over, but there was very little like consequence to that. To the point where you guys didn't even do it stealthily.
I didn't even realise.
That first bit, before you get to the multi-objective bit, I did entirely stealth.
Yeah.
Right. And then, when I got spotted, like you're saying, there was no consequence to it whatsoever.
Yeah. I was restarting every time I got a scene because I wanted to get like the little challenge in the, you know, because if you don't know, when you pause the game, it had the challenges and stuff, so I wanted to do it without getting seen. But, overall, the story was like so eye-rollable. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the end bit when I don't even want to spoil it for anyone that might fucking care. So I won't say what happens at the end. But you know what happens at the end with Billy fucking Bridger and that guy. But you know, it's a bit. It doesn't have this grandiose like. A school, like, I don't know. I thought it was going to be like Medal on a Frontline shit. Yeah. This is like all the trailers. Remember that, like, Hello Old Friend? There's women with fucking Captain Hook hand and that going around, knocking out of a window. You get picked up. There's tanks going past planes. This is literally you're like you're saying on your own. Sometimes there's a voice behind you, always out of sight. Yeah. Go and plant some bombs. That's it. It's a bit shit.
and Billy Bridger talking to himself in just like the most uninteresting. It's so low stakes. It's so unbelievably low stakes.
Very, very.
It's and like the way that the Norwegian story story-wise,
it was better. Yeah,
it was an improvement. It was the story-wise was
and
better. The gameplay
it makes sense being alone in that one because you're meant to be like a Norwegian resistance fighter.
Yeah, sure, and it was a bit more like. I don't know. It was a bit more like James Bond intrigue sort of stuff.
It definitely, stopping a super secret plot.
Yeah. And do you know what? That kind of evoked a lot of like old school Medal of Honor vibes as well, because that's what you did.
I was going to say, it reminded me of Medal of Honor Underground on the PS1.
Yeah, and it felt a lot like that sort of thing, right? But yeah, the particularly the Billy Bridger one, it was just dreadful, and it was some of the worst single player campaign stuff I've ever played in any shooter, and it was just dreadful from absolutely everything. Right, the story wise, what you're saying, it doesn't evoke the right sense, but it doesn't evoke the sense of being in a battle and being part of a war effort. It doesn't, like, the voice acting is just really bad, and it's I don't know if it's like an American person trying to do a British accent or someone who's clearly not a Cockney trying to do a Cockney accent.
Or this is something Americans or whatever or whoever get wrong all the time, innit? Like what they think a British person sounds like.
Yeah,
you're either like they're like posh English or Southern English.
But even what
Scottish.
they're trying to do is just wrong. It's just no one speaks like that. It sounds more like an Australian to me than a Cockney, right? But then the gameplay is I just found it absolutely dreadful. The stealth didn't work, and then the finale, which is I don't care that it's a spoiler because it's trash. There's I'm not going to spoil the story, but there's a wave-based
basically a wave
horde thing, which is so shit. It's so lackluster. It's like 4 guys come, you kill the 4 guys. You have a bit of a break, and then there's a tank, and then you just jump on the tank gun, you kill the tank, and then the tank's gone. Have a bit of a break, and there's airplanes. And it's just like the most. It's just the weakest.
Yeah, you're literally running from anti-artillery to anti-aircraft to anti-infantry. Basically, that's how I did it anyway. I played between them 3 guns. I just run from gun to gun to gun.
And there's no drama. There's no weight to it at all. It's just phenomenally below par on every front. Like, I can't think of any redeeming qualities for it.
Do you know, honestly, what I would not be surprised if this was just the case, yeah? Like, they had a meeting and they said, right, we've got an idea for some gameplay and we want it to be single person focused, and then it'll open up to multi objectives, and then
kind of like the thing that everyone was talking about on Battlefield 1.
Yeah, so it starts off linear.
That happens in the Norway campaign as well.
And then they've said to their designers and writers, I want you all to think of a story that could fit this one level, and then we'll meet in a week. And then they've met in a week. Someone said Norway. Someone said Billy Bridger, and someone said the other fucking one that I've not done. And rather than just pick one, they've gone, well, all 3 of these are actually pretty good. We'll just use all 3 of them.
Yeah.
But it seems like that was only supposed to be used for one of the stories, like the gameplay mechanics, and the same, because the plot beats are the same. It's very verse, chorus, verse. It's so by the book. Yeah. But each one of them have got these same points that it's like, or I can't speak to the last one. I'm just taking your word for it, to be honest. But it feels like there's 3 ideas that were supposed to be applied to one level, and rather than cull 2 of the ideas, they've just gone, let's keep it all.
Yeah.
And then this other one, which is The Last Tiger,
the new one that is not out yet,
which is tank focused. Yeah. This was announced a couple of months ago. Actually, I've been keeping quite a firm eye on this. Yeah, I don't know if firm eye is a right term, but I'll accept. Do you know what I mean? Because my eye is like strongly focused on it, so it's firm.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And so like that's supposed to be about tanks, which I was saying to you guys. Yeah, like. You don't get to play. You do in multiplayer if you play Conquest, but single player you don't get a sniff of a tank, do you? Unless you, apart from in the trailer.
I don't think so. No.
Apart from that, in the trailer bit, basically while the game's
like
installing,
the little intro bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like how Battlefield 1 had that thing where you play as a character for 30 seconds, die, play as another character. It's literally 30 seconds of a guy in a tank, 30 seconds of a guy in a fucking plane. It's like a Dunkirk trailer that you played.
It's dreadful. Like the pacing of it is really bad, and I just don't think games like especially playing it on PS4 Pro. The games technically aren't able to deliver what they were trying to do there. It gives you a little thing, but then it just feels like you play this little section of gameplay, you're taken out of it, black screen, trailer, not trailer, a bit of cutscene, black screen, gameplay, and the pacing of it is just really it doesn't work.
And then the music at the end rips off Lord of the Rings madly.
Yeah.
It's proper.
If it was like cross-dissolving the gameplay into that would have been really effective.
Or just
it's not technically
stuff
feasible.
in it, but it doesn't do it, does it? Yeah, like if it had you pull a trigger on somebody, and then the next scene is like someone on the ground who's just been shot, and then you move as him.
But it's just not how it is executed. No. So the vision of someone obviously high up was like, wouldn't it be great if you had a quick tour of all these different conflicts? But it doesn't really work.
No. Like Battlefield 1 did it because they ripped off the film The Revenant, with the fight scene when it follows the person killing the other person.
Yeah.
And that was good. And it's like that they've gone, we need something like that. And as a single player, it is. And, I don't want to use appalling because, you said about it and my mum and dad said it about my GCSE results. Other than that, I've never heard that word before, innit? It's true as well, that's the thing. Shouts at mum.
Do you understand? You don't have to agree with what I'm saying, but do you understand where I'm coming from by saying that? Do you understand
It feels
why
like
I would be?
it feels like an arcade mode on the side of
Yeah.
a Call of Duty game from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It feels like 3 Spec Up missions, well 2 because I've only played 2 and
Yeah.
I'm going to take your word for the other one, like I says. This feels like an add-on
Yeah.
to a real story.
And
Why put it in there?
And then the cutscenes are obviously very expensive, right? But the storytelling within the gameplay is like, you know, the way games tutorialize you these days. It's like, oh, you know, grab them binoculars and like check out that town and see. There's none of that. It's just like little fucking heads-up display stuff that's like, you need binoculars to
what
scout ahead
happens,
and stuff. And it just every problem they just put a bit of text on the screen, or Billy fucking Bridger, that's how he sounds, as in not like a Cockney.
Yeah.
He kind of just will self-monologue stuff sometimes, and that's all you get.
That happens a lot. It happens in all of them. They all like the gameplay audio will just dip down while they start monologuing to themselves.
Yeah, there's the one good example I can think that's how it should be done is in the Norway one, where it gets cold and she's gets like hypothermia and she starts shivering.
Freezing.
Yeah, what? I'm fucking freezing, governor. No, she's like she
Same
starts.
voice actor.
Yeah, she starts getting really cold, and then the screen slowly creeps in which is kind of like boring. It's been done, but at least that is like is more effective than just text on the screen, which does happen. But at least you do get the hypothermic reaction. You get like the shivering and the kind of distortion and stuff, and you realise I think I need to be near some fire. Do you know what I mean? Like you would figure that out. Like
might be cold.
yeah, you'd figure that out without having the text, and that's one of the only examples I can think of like actual bit of design, like of the game trying to teach you something.
You know what though? Yeah.
Without just spelling it.
Like, thing is, listen to this. We spent like 20 whatever minutes.
I'm just upset, mate. Yeah,
No,
that's the
about
single.
it. Yeah,
That's
but
the,
listen to this, yeah. What are EA gonna do next time? They're not gonna fucking put one in.
yeah, exactly.
And it's like a conspiracy theory moment. Have they made it shit on purpose so everyone's moaned about it? Because the multiplayer is sick.
Right.
It's levels above. So then...
Don't give them that much credit. Mate. This isn't the Tories
so then when
ravaging the
Battlefield
NHS.
6 comes out or whatever, and everyone goes, good news, guys, we're going to be focused entirely on multiplayer, more maps, more modes, no war stories. I'm going to be thinking to myself, good, because that's just fucking weighing the rest of the game down.
They can do a good campaign because Bad Company 1 and 2 weren't half bad
How long
campaigns.
ago was that, though?
Yeah.
I suppose.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 is another recent one.
Metallica
Right?
released
And
good albums once.
This is
you know what I mean?
what.
Okay.
30
Right,
years
this
ago.
this is something that you said, and I said I think this is the worst bit of single player shooting I've ever done. Right, and then you said you didn't play
Stop
Star Wars.
being a moany bastard.
Yeah, that. But then you
Yeah.
said you didn't play Star Wars Battlefront 2 as a non-Star Wars fan.
Yeah,
and
which
I did
was
not
rank,
like.
just to
it was,
confirm,
yeah,
yeah.
no, it was. But I there was at least a couple of moments in that were pretty cool. Like for a Star Wars fan, right?
Yeah, right.
Importantly,
Yeah, like the
you're going to
ship-
say exactly what
the
I-
ship combat was good.
Yeah, and
Lando
specifically
or something.
the ship bit. You fly into the hangar,
Yeah.
ship lands, hop out of the ship,
That was
suddenly
cool.
you're third-person shooting.
Yeah.
Now that's very cool because that is what was in the old school Star Wars Battlefronts, and that's what people were dying, like
Yeah.
screaming for in the new ones, and they put that in there, so that's quite nice. But then there was the Lando mission's all right. The Lando mission's all right.
That's
Who
one
were
of the
you in
better
a
ones, yeah.
cave? Was it Luke Skywalker when you were
Yeah,
in a
the
cave hitting
Luke
bugs?
Skywalker one is
Wang.
like-
Hitting bugs with your lightsaber.
Yeah. I mean,
that one was
how-
terrible.
Only a man like Mark Hamill could survive that kind of damage to his character, and still be like
Come
one of
on,
the most
yeah,
lovable bastards.
resilient
going.
man.
So that was So EA obviously, it just feels like I think you're right. It feels like a downscaling over time to a point where they can get away. Because Star Wars Battlefront, remember, 2015. No single player, was there? There was little
wasn't.
vignettes,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
little, forestry.
Yeah, and they were like even called like arcade mode or whatever, wasn't they?
Exactly.
So yeah, you're right. I think I think honestly, if the next game said no war stories, I'd
Yeah.
be like, well,
It wouldn't be a
Fine.
surprise. It wouldn't be a surprise.
yeah, because if we've been pretty positive about everything. We had a bit of a grumble about Fallout 76 before it came out. Look how well that's doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're moaning about this.
What you're saying is we're basically the oracles.
Yeah, innit? But we don't complain just for the sake of it. Yeah. And also,
I hate complaining.
Battlefield 5, the multiplayer is mad. It's wild good.
The multiplayer is really
But
good.
the single
Let's
player
talk about
is
that then.
so shit
Yeah.
that it doesn't need it next year. See, it's tricked me. I'm right where they want me, aren't they?
Yeah. So let's leave it on that note. The single player in Battlefield 5, atrocious.
2 thumbs down.
Well, a big thumbs down for me. Kind of a kind of a serviceable thumbs down for Liam. Like,
very meh.
he still believes, and Jake.
I'll join you in the
I'm
fray,
optimistic. I'm optimistic they could make, because Battlefield 1's war stories weren't half bad.
Yeah, I like.
Well, if The Last Tiger comes out, in like a week, and it's sick, but I hate tank stuff. I don't ever play in like vehicles really in that, so I don't think it's going to be for me anyway. But
I think you were right with what you were saying earlier. I don't want to get into it again, but you were right with what you said earlier. Where it feels like different teams working on these different things, but then they've kind of been synced up somehow and used all the ideas. So it might have been, obviously people working for EA Dice are going to be great at what they do, right? But you just kind of hope that. Yeah, something can come out after that. Even after this fourth one that's going to come out,
it's a game that's constantly evolving. They say. Huh?
Yeah.
So if they added more
Hopefully
war stories
it evolves into a better game.
If this ends with 6 war stories,
yeah,
and only 3 of them stand out, that's still
the next 3 have got to be bangers to salvage it.
Because these 3 are just the same one.
So you love the multiplayer?
Yeah, it's well good.
Multiplayer's great, yeah.
You're having a great time with it, both of you. Liam, we had a game the other day, and,
we did.
and I hated it. But you
were in a bad mood because of Billy Bridger. So
Billy Bridger upset me, and I was having a terrible game. But Liam was like, I enjoyed that.
Liam was doing the best.
He waited for me to finish, like bitching about what I was saying, and then said I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had a good game.
So how are you finding it, like, generally? Because you've actually played a lot of multiplayer this year between COD and everything.
Yeah, I guess I have. Probably Battlefield's the most enjoyable multiplayer game I've played this year so far. I can't actually remember what else I've played apart from COD, to be honest.
Right.
And COD's just COD, to be fair. But Battlefield, I've been having a lot of fun. And I've played quite a lot of all the classes, I think. I've played mostly Assault.
Yeah.
And then Medic second. And yeah, it's just been fun. Visually, it's great.
Yeah.
And I love how you do get that big Battlefield feeling where like you're part like a small cog in a large machine sort of thing.
Yeah.
And just like the whole presentation of it's great, especially if you play ground operations where you're dropping in from like the airborne out of the planes, and you're landing, you're charging up the hill, you're planting bombs on objectives.
Yeah.
It's really good like that way.
Yeah.
And then the gunplay's fun. I've been using mostly semi-auto rifles, and they're very punchy, probably the best way to describe them. All the guns feel good.
No, I agree.
To be fair, apart from, I'm not too fond of the SMGs.
Okay.
They're not my favourite.
I actually, that's what I've used a couple of them, and they're not great. So
far.
They
could do with a bit of a damage boost, I think.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like all the weapons I've tried have felt like satisfying to use.
I feel like they're probably trying to encourage rifle combat. That's probably. I feel like maybe that's what they're doing, like trying to specialize SMGs for like house to house sort of stuff. Maybe
I guess so. Yeah.
And then because it can go the other way, like where there's just loads of people with assault rifles just kind of burst firing at long range and then taking people out just as easily as with a rifle. So I think you're right though.
Yeah, and I suppose like with the crappy SMGs, it's been forcing me to actually play Medic properly as well. Go around reviving people, and like throwing out bandages and stuff like that.
No, that's actually huge in this one, right? The squad play is like that's probably the biggest single amount of praise I feel like everyone's giving it.
Yeah.
The team players encouragement is actually really good.
It is really good, yeah.
I think that SMGs in any shooter is my least favourite type of weapon. Like like normally I'll gravitate towards single shot rifles or sniper rifles, like medium to long range combat. Yeah, because I'm a fanny. But in any game, like even Halo, as far as that, But and even COD 4, I used like the G3. But in this, and I love playing Medic. It's the best and. I play it properly as well, like healing people. And normally it's good because as a medic, you're healing people and then you are like stepping back, healing people on the front line, stepping back. But on this with the SMGs, it just feels a bit unusual. And what is frustrating, is that I played the alpha of this on Narvik, one of the ground operations mode, the snowy one that was in the beta.
Yeah.
And in the alpha, medics did have rifles because they just like must have copy and pasted it from Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
So I know what it felt like to use that rifle, and I was doing wild with it, and then I used SMGs now. And it feels unfair almost because like, the only way it works is if I'm playing with you guys, because I can just follow someone assault in. When they die, like you were saying a minute ago, a lot of the assault people have got slow firing guns. I can just spray them to a wall, heal you. It's good for that, like picking up the pieces. An injured person that you might have damaged in a 1v1. They've taken you down. I just mop up and then heal you. It's good for that, but it's quite frustrating because you don't want to get too close as a medic because, after all, you're not that well equipped for like, round the corner, door-to-door
Yeah.
combat stuff.
You've basically only got your main weapon.
Exactly.
You haven't got explosives and shit like that.
No, you get like a noob tube
classes.
thing, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the rifle grenade.
Rifle grenade. That's
You get
it.
that as a medic, do you?
Yeah.
I'm not with
Yeah.
any medics. So,
Yeah, you get
so-
that. I haven't found much use for it, to be honest, but
Nah, it's not great.
yeah, so I'm unhappy about the SMG thing. And at first I thought, well, there's two types of each class, isn't there? So there's the combat medic and the field medic. And I thought, oh, maybe if I get this next class, that'll be the rifle one. But it's not. So I've been playing a lot of medics still, but when I'm by myself, which I've been playing a lot of the time, just by myself, I play recon because
Yeah.
I hate everyone I play in a squad with. They're all useless. And I'm
Cheers.
genuinely, no, every single time I get put in with random strangers, they just don't play the objective.
Yeah.
So what I've ended up doing is stooping down to playing team deathmatch because at least we're all there for the same reason.
Stupid.
Just to kill. Yeah, but and that's the best thing about Battlefield, isn't it? You're working as a team,
Yeah.
going for each objectives. Team
I've
deathmatch.
never in my life contemplated playing team deathmatch in a Battlefield game.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what they're all doing because they're all fresh from COD, like. And so when you play team deathmatch, at least you know you're all on the same page.
Yeah.
And I just play recon and I just try and rack
So-
up headshots. That's all, and that's the fun I have. That's a solace I get from playing alone. But as a team, nothing beats medic. I love that you can build up, like Liam was saying. Squad play is like majorly push. You get double
Yeah.
points for healing your. Is it a squad or is it platoon? What's your green?
No,
boys
yeah,
called?
your squad.
Yeah, them. So like
So it's 100 points for a normal revive, but 200 for a squad revive.
Right.
the equivalent of like 2 kills or whatever.
Yeah, basically all squad actions basically
Yeah, pretty
doubles
much.
the points.
So it encourages you, even if you're playing with random people, to stick together because, like, if you're assault or support, whatever, all you need to do is shoot at somebody shooting your squad mates, and you get points for suppressive fire or squad assists and this
Yeah.
and that and that. They
It's
find
basically
ways.
gives you points for being near the people you're playing the game with.
Yeah, no matter
which is
what
great.
you're doing, if you what are they called? Support. If you resupply them with ammo, you get double points.
Yep.
It's fantastic with that. I think that's one of the coolest ways I've ever seen multiplayer make strangers work together.
Yeah.
Like I said in my thing, they're almost playing the objective now, but we can't find a way of making them do that.
I think that's maybe one of my criticisms is I don't know how else they would do it, but it's probably more a criticism of who I've been playing
So-
with.
'Cause
Yeah.
I've had the opposite. Even playing with random squad members, they've been good to me.
Well, not so much. What I was going to say was not so much the squad, was the whole team of when you play, and because this, because what's the mode called again? The
Conquest.
Tides of
War.
isn't there, and that's kind of like Rush. I've just been playing Conquest because I basically just play whatever the game tells me to
yeah,
play when
I've
I
mostly
fire
played
up.
Conquest.
Yeah, and I'm not. I much prefer Rush, and I much prefer direct objective ones where there's like, 2 sets of objectives that you've got to take.
Go Grand
Yeah.
Operations has got that in.
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
like,
no,
that's the
no,
close, but it's
and-
they're long games, they're 45 minutes.
And that's what I was going to
There
say.
is
And it's
a-
longer to get into a game, and I've just
Yeah.
go, I can't be arsed.
There
I'm
is a
just jumping
game mode
Conquest.
similar to Rush called Frontlines, where you
Yeah.
have to capture flags, blow up objectives, and
Yeah.
then capture another flag, and
Yeah.
keep pushing each other back and forth.
Yeah, sure.
So it's kind of something. That one was fun. I played that bit.
What I've found though, for just whatever luck of the draw, I guess, but the game just when you log into the game, the menu is like it just gives you some modes. It just says like and it's just kind of been Conquest, and I've just gone fine. Like today's challenge or whatever, I don't
Yeah.
actually read what it says.
Oh, yeah.
It just says Conquest, so I like fine.
Yeah, right.
And I'll do that because it's just because I'm just trying to play as efficiently as possible at the moment because I'm doing my kitchen up. But I'm just with little time I've got, I just want to get into a game quickly.
Yeah.
And if that
Yeah.
is the game of the day, I figure I'll just get a game quickly.
Yeah.
So I played a lot of Conquest. I say a lot, more than anything else. And I just feel like that there's just it's not quite directing the team around the map well enough and I know that the squad, and I don't know how else it would do it, but I just feel like there's a lot of bunching up. There's a lot of like everyone's hanging around A because we've got A, but we haven't got B, C, D, and E. So what are you
No,
doing?
that's just people. It's
I
idiots,
know,
like,
no, it is, and that's what I'm saying. But that's the only kind of about the multiplayer specifically. That's the only thing that's kind of been annoying to me so far. Is there's a lot of like crowding and bunching up, and I feel like I'm going off on my own, or it's just me and my squad who are trying to capture the other objectives. And I don't know how else they would do. How else they would encourage that beyond you get squad orders, you get the squad leaders who can go. But you had like the commander and stuff in. Was the commander in Battlefield 1? I can't remember if there was a commander in Battlefield 1, but I think there might have been.
What?
I feel like there was a commander. So there's one
Yeah.
player in the team.
They
Who's-
were like looking at the map pretty much.
Yeah.
Like a real-time tactical map almost.
And it was. I can't remember which Battlefield game it was. It might
don't
have
think
it
it
might
it was
have been
it was
one.
definitely in 4.
It
I
probably
think
was
one had
4,
it in.
but it's a great mechanic.
One
like,
is 5. Like you just hold the radio menu and you say
Yeah.
go A, B, C, D.
No, but there was actually a player, right, in one of the more recent Battlefield games.
Like you could play it on the Battlefield app on your iPad and stuff, couldn't you?
Yeah, and it was really good. And,
Oh,
and then it would like
set
in the commander, if you did the commander's orders, and the commander could see, we need this, this, and this. And
Oh
then,
no, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw it.
Oh,
But
man.
I have the
I used to
Battlefield
love that.
app, and there's
Yeah.
there's
Like
nothing for that.
if you played Battlefield 4 on PC, you could have you could be in the game,
Yeah.
and then if you had a second monitor, you could have the map on your second monitor, and it would
Exactly.
pop up with orders and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was cool.
And that worked. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know what the Battlefield community thinks, but I enjoyed that, and I've always felt like I had a clear job to do, and if someone up with an eye in the sky was saying, "No, they're not over there. We could go and take that," and I would follow those orders, and and it worked really well, and it helped move the team around the map in a great way. But yeah, that's my only kind of criticism. General gameplay wise, I think it feels a lot quicker.
It does feel faster.
And the FOV seems a bit different. I don't know what's going on with it, but I feel like I can see more of the gun, and it's got slightly more kind of fish-eyed view of the.
You can
thing,
change
which
that
is a
in the
bit-
options if you want.
I've tried, and it's not. It just kind of makes it more. It just exaggerates it a little bit, and even when the gun is really. The gun takes up loads of the screen by default, right?
Yeah.
And I was carrying a rifle and I couldn't see in front of the. I got a 50-inch telly. I'm playing it in the living room, not on a monitor or anything. I just couldn't really see what I was doing, so I raised the FOV, and it just kind of the FOV's a bit weird. But I feel like there's a more arcadey, Call of Duty-ish kind of snappiness to it. To just in both in single player and multiplayer. Have you guys found that? Can you agree?
I don't know, man. I've been playing some pretty slow games.
Yeah.
I play Recon and that, and even Medic. I haven't noticed it that much compared to the beta though. Which itself was probably faster. But I'm just.
I feel like it's just general kind of speed of movement, hopping over stuff, opening doors and shit like that. You got to hold the button down to open the door, but
Unless you sprint at it, and you just
and
sort
you
of
can
barge
through. There's kind of quite long animation times on reloading and shit like that. I found still, which you want. You want really. If you've got a big machine gun, it should, and it's got 100 rounds in it. It should take you ages to reload that, but that can be quite kind of stressful in a good way. You're shit, come on, because it's reloading. And I do prefer that kind of thing, compared to COD, where you've got that hand wave that we talked about, where the hand wave just does everything, picking stuff up, opening the doors, just the hand wave, magic hand wave animates all. What are your overall thoughts then, based on what you played?
It's very good. It's unfinished, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's what
I'm really looking forward to the Tides of War mode, and I'm really looking forward to the Battle Royale mode, like a scumbag. But it's not out for a while.
Do you think that is going to be good, the Battle Royale?
Yeah.
Firestorm.
Yeah.
I think
I reckon
it
it's
might
going to be good, yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to see
They've
what
got
DICE can do with it, because they are a good developer.
Yeah, exactly. And they've got enough time to
Yeah.
rip off some fresh ideas from Fortnite, who are probably going to do about 20 other things between now and then. It depends if you like Battle Royale, doesn't it? I quite enjoyed the COD one. In fact, I enjoyed PUBG and I played that, and I enjoyed Fortnite.
COD one I quite liked. You said I enjoyed a lot of things in very quick succession.
Yeah,
I lost track of you said that so quickly.
Basically, every Battle Royale game I've played, I've enjoyed.
You've enjoyed it.
They'd have to really spectacularly fuck it up for me to not go, well, this is good, this.
Yeah.
Like
Is it a
this-
smaller scale?
Yeah, 64 people, I think.
Yeah.
But I still like the idea of being, last man standing kind of thing. And the map, they're making a massive map for it. So
Yeah.
I do like DICE map. I think they're pretty good at making them.
They are. They're great at making maps.
Better than, I'm assuming, Activision or Sledgehammer.
Well, if Call of Duty, if they can get away with stitching together a series of existing maps with general terrain, which could have been automatically generated by AI, and it's still fine, it's still good.
Lots of hills. In
Yeah,
that
loads
one.
of trees, hills, and then some water.
Yeah.
And,
painted on,
Yeah, and it still works totally fine. So that's one for you to keep an eye on. I guess it's one that we're going to be playing for a while.
Yeah.
I do love it. I absolutely love Battlefield.
Yeah. It goes well.
Specifically this one, I've been quite upset with because of the single player, but I can put that behind me now. And
It's over.
just think
you don't
about,
have to go back
yeah.
to Billy Bridger. Do you know what I mean?
But I'm apprehensive about the new one. Unless everyone's going, this is great, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to play it because it's just I almost didn't continue playing the single player at all.
Right.
Halfway through the Billy Bridger thing because it was not good, and I was just thinking, why would I spend another 2 hours playing this short campaign?
I think I finished it in 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's very incredibly short,
Mm-hmm.
And especially when you're playing it the way you were saying, Liam, just kind of blasting through.
Yeah, you could run past a lot of it as well, which was a bit weird. Like, literally just enemies would see you, they'd shoot at you a little bit, then about 10 meters later, they're like, we give up, we're not looking for them anymore.
Yeah. And
you could just run to the next objective.
They spot you really easily, but
they do, yeah.
You can escape them really easily, so it's fine.
Unless you've got those throwing knives, which are like the most overpowered thing ever.
Armor doesn't matter, baby. You have a throwing knife.
And you can just go pick it up again.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like just blading a tank.
Right in its little shoot hole.
Yeah,
what
shoot hole.
Barrel.
Barrel, that.
Probably what it says in the diagnostics, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, the shoot hole's broken.
Yeah, I've been knife right in the shoot hole.
Anyway, so that's 40 minutes of discussion on Battlefield 5.
That's a bumper edition.
We did have a lot to say about it. Didn't
Sorry
think it'd go on that long. But thanks for listening, and joking. We've got some listener mail to go through as part of Dear Special Moves, the new feature. Now, these are emails sent into our Dear Special Moves inbox. That is dearspecialmoves@gmail.com. That should be on your screens right now if you're watching the video. Send in your emails. They can be questions, they can be topics, they can be opinions, whatever you want. Send them in. We will read them out, discuss them, just like we're about to do now.
Did you like the jingle last time? Can we do it again? Did you make a second appearance?
All right. Okay, I can't remember how long it was, so that might be. You might have to pause. You might have to pause the video. Sorry.
It's all right.
So this email, the first one this week is from Blake, who says, quite simply, what is the most relaxing and wholesome game you've played this year?
Oh, this year?
Battlefield 5 single player, mate. Oh, very wholesome.
Not more of that.
Billy Bridger brought a tear to your eye, did he?
Billy fucking Bridger.
He's a trier, son.
Yeah.
He's a trier. This year is fucked me up because I can think about 10 that I played last year. This year, I don't know what I found so relaxing.
What about Moonlighter, which you played very recently?
It is relaxing, actually. It's quite stressy when you die, but
yeah,
because there is a lot of combat in it. That heavily revolves around that. But the music is very nice.
I've got quite an easy answer, actually.
I know, I've got it. It's The Hunter, Call of the Wild. I'm sorry, it's just dead relaxing. I know it involves killing animals and that who are innocent and they didn't do nothing wrong, yeah. But the atmosphere is spot on. Like before the murder and after the murder, all the walking and that. Because obviously you've got to track these animals, and so because you've got to track animals through nature, the trees and the grass, and like all the weather matters and stuff, because it's got to be trying to be bang on like a simulator, So they put a lot of effort into the grass, into the shrubbery, just general flora and fauna. Have got a lot of detail in there, and the weather systems really matter. So because that's like a key part of the game, it's probably got more, effort put into that than most games these days. Red Dead Redemption's got a fantastic system for that as well. But yeah, walking around, waltzing from place to place, like, I don't know, some coyotes fucked up this man's weather tower, so you want to go and avenge him, yeah? You're looking for these coyotes.
It's the life of a hunter, isn't
You're looking for these coyotes, yeah? And then it just starts raining a bit. And then there's another bit where I was looking for poachers.
Yeah.
And there's like these, I don't know what the plural for moose is, yeah? But lots of moose. And they were like...
Mice.
Meat. I don't know what it is anyway. But yeah, so they're going on these planes, and it's so nice. It's very, very good, yeah. Yeah,
but what I love is like you're poetically describing the meat, and you're going to shoot them.
I wasn't after them. I was after the poachers, yeah.
Oh, so they're safe for today.
For now, yeah. Until someone says go and kill one, isn't it? But yeah,
then they're getting murdered.
You gotta understand, it is so relaxing apart from the shooting bit.
It's alright, you can enjoy. You can
know
like
what
it.
I mean?
All the cool games got hunting in now, mate. All the animals need to die in all the games.
Skin them all, innit?
Yeah. What's the point of having an open world if you haven't got murderable animals? That's what I always say.
Yeah, exactly.
What about you, Liam? The most relaxing and wholesome game you've played?
So I've got two, both of them Nintendo Switch games. One of them, Captain Toad.
Oh yeah,
the boy.
Yeah,
that came out. I know that technically came out a few years ago on the Wii U, but it came out this year on the Switch.
Yeah.
And that is just the most fun little puzzle game I've played in years. Everything about the presentation, the music, just the gameplay is like simple, easy pick up and play.
Yep.
Just it puts a smile on your face.
Yeah.
And
it's a really nice game to look at, actually, even if you're not playing.
Those weird like dioramas.
Yeah, the weird little 3D worlds.
I played the demo and it's very satisfying. So the full game, I imagine, is wackier.
It's even like the boss fights in it are somehow wholesome. Like
Can you even call them fights?
I don't know.
Boss kerfuffles.
Well, one of them
Encounters,
you've
innit?
got to sort of like jump on a dragon's head.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
that's-
you don't really jump. You sort of fall on his head.
Yeah.
It's an accident, really.
Exactly. Even then, it's never fun.
Yeah, it was never intentional.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
seen that. That's the last one. I don't
The most relaxing and wholesome game that I've played this year is I don't know, Dark Souls 2. Ah, lol. I don't
No,
know.
I forgot to say Pokemon.
Okay.
I'm Pokemon, but if you watch the Thursday show, you know all my feelings about that
fully
already.
Debriefed.
My
on the-
6-minute
Yeah.
run through on Pokemon. If you want to know what I think about
So
Pokemon,
that's the recently released
watch
Pokemon Let's Go, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Which is going down really well. People really
It's
like it.
Oh,
3
yeah.
million copies shipped in
Yeah.
a week.
Biggest selling
biggest
Switch game.
Switch game. Yeah,
Mhm.
Which is huge.
Quite right.
I love it. It's pure joy.
Yeah.
Is how I described
Just as
it.
the Oracle predicted. I did say, didn't I? I did fucking say, didn't I? Xbox One Z,
You can't
baby.
say that in a normal voice, man. You got to go at least a bit amplified.
The Oracle predicted. Xbox
It's
One Z.
Yeah.
really good. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Just-
actually got a chance to play it as well, and
Mm-hmm.
everything Liam said about it was true.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Great. I don't know what I would pick. I really don't know. I've got a few very recent ones. Red Dead Redemption is very relaxing. Is it wholesome
it?
though? Not sure.
Yeah.
well, you are
Spyro.
playing an Outlaw. Spyro's a good shout.
Spyro is a good show.
Spyro's very nice.
Camera's a bit mad though, isn't it?
It's okay. It's all right. I know what you mean. I do know
You
what
can
you mean.
change that in the options.
But
Yeah, but it's still like
it's
that's
still a
it.
bit mad. Yeah.
it's I was complaining about Battlefield 5's campaign.
Yeah,
being,
we do. Yeah,
being,
everyone
you,
knows.
do you remember
yeah,
that?
Yeah.
Well, that was unbelievably low stakes.
5 minutes ago.
But so is Spyro. So Spyro is unbelievably low stakes, but it knows it's unbelievably low stakes. It's Spyro, so it's it's
Murder
fine.
them sheep. It's all right.
It's that's the first enemies run away from you. Okay, they're not
Yeah.
interested. They don't
Just
want to
like
get.
the Hunter called the Wild. Actually.
Even the final boss in Spyro runs away from
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
They're just not. They don't want to fight, mate. They just
No.
do not want to fight. So
Massacre.
Spyro's quite nice, but the answer I'm gonna give, which I'm probably 10th of the way through it, but I just mesmerizing. Hyperlight Drifter. Ah, it's fucking
knew it.
it's well nice.
I knew
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's on sale on the Switch, and I'm having to use unbelievable amounts of willpower to not buy it again on the Switch. I really like it. I've not even finished the PlayStation version, which I just
So
got, which
nice.
was like
I bought it
£6, by
twice.
the way.
Yeah.
£6 on the PlayStation Network. If you've never played Hyperlight Drifter, strong recommendation. It's just fantastic. But there's loads of.
Mario
I feel like
Odyssey.
there's a
I
lot
played
of
this year.
relaxing games these days, isn't there?
Oh,
Oh,
Odyssey
Mario
is
Odyssey is a
amazing.
great one.
I only played this year. It's so fucking.
Is that
good.
relaxing? Are you relaxed?
Yeah.
Definitely wholesome.
It's,
Especially when
it's-
you get to
yeah,
New Donk City.
Yeah, baby.
That's, by the way, that's on sale on the Switch store
honestly,
now, £30.
wholesome. That's the most wholesome game I've
Yeah.
played this year.
Mhm.
I didn't realise wholesome counted. There's nothing
Yeah, so
wholesome
it's like
about
50%
butchering
wholesome.
Whitetail books, but
That's why I did read the whole thing out, so it's not like
No,
I
I just
surprised you with a wholesome thing later on.
No, but I just didn't listen, so
No.
it's my own fault. But Mario Odyssey is very, very, very relaxed. It's loads of like,
Yeah.
this is ace moments, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
smiley moments in it.
That moment when you can take over the caterpillar and stretch. Best moment of the game.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with it, but it's very, very good. My favourite moment is in New Donk City when it goes a bit old school. I won't
Yeah.
say anything else in case you've
Okay.
not played it.
That moment was so good.
Honestly, and I was saying to Shana, who's sitting next to me, and even Ellie, who doesn't give a fuck because
Yeah.
she's 7. This is ace. This is what it used to be like. This is the best. Games were like this once, like proper lecture.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, smiley moment there for me.
Very nice.
Brilliant.
Very
My
nice.
Odyssey is sick.
Okay, so thanks Blake for that question. The next one is quite a convoluted one, but I'm going to read it all. This is from Johnny Carcinogen. Johnny Carcinogen. Hope I said that right, mate.
Carcinogen? Nah.
No, if that's your real surname, carcinogen is a thing, isn't it? It's not. Anyway, on multiple occasions, I've heard people make the point that Batman Begins wasn't actually as good as people remember it. That The Dark Knight made Batman Begins better in retrospect, simply by being associated with it. Many people watched Batman Begins for the first time only after watching The Dark Knight first, or because they were gonna watch The Dark Knight and didn't want to miss out on any plot stuff. What is the video game equivalent to that? Now, I reject the premise of this question because Batman Begins is good.
I like Batman Begins.
If you remember
Liam
superhero,
Neeson.
well,
What else do you
indeed.
need?
Yeah, strong argument, Liam. I agree.
Fellow Liam. I have to stick up for him.
Liam's Unite,
Yeah.
and I think it's a good film. And if you remember what superhero films, particularly Batman films, were like before that,
Pre-Batman Begins.
yeah, it was a great film. So I reject the premise of this question. However, I will roll with it. What is the video game equivalent to something that was only good when the sequel came out? I don't know if
It's a tough
this
one,
is a
this.
very difficult one. Now, one that came to my mind, which is extremely personal to me, because this is a very unpopular opinion. I'm not going to say what you think I'm going to say. Knights of the Old Republic 2, right, which I played first. And I played Knights of the Old Republic 1.
If it wasn't what I thought you were going to say, that would have been my second choice, to be fair.
Really? Okay, interesting.
Because you say it for everything, do you?
Yeah, well, the other
Well,
thing I said earlier when I read this first,
Without even hesitating.
it was like a gut reaction was Bloodborne and Dark Souls. 'Cause, but I'm only messing. Don't worry.
He's a wild
Don't bother
card.
commenting.
Yeah.
No, Knights of the Republic 2 I played before Knights of the Republic 1, and I hold Knights of the Republic 2 in very high regard, and it's one of my favourite Star Wars stories ever. And then Knights of the Republic 1, obviously it's more like iconic in terms of there's a huge twist and stuff like that, and people know what that's about. People don't know necessarily as much what Knights of the Republic 2 is about, but Knights of the Republic 2 is a very good, dark Star Wars story.
Yeah.
Dark for Star Wars. And it's just kind of it's a lot lonelier, and you feel like you're out in the depths of space a lot more in that. You feel like you're kind of isolated, and it's got more of a Dead Space kind of vibe than and I really like it for that reason. So I would say Knights of the Republic 2 for me, but I don't think you can't really say that for...
So the question is, what's the game that made the...
A sequel made the original better.
Oh, Uncharted.
Or made even the original good in the first place.
Uncharted, didn't it? The first one was pretty shit, actually.
No, but it was huge though. People fucking loved it.
Did they?
Yes.
Uncharted 1?
Yeah, Drake. Yeah.
Did they?
People, yeah, Uncharted 1 did
Very
well.
highly
why?
rated. I know, mate. I fucking hate Uncharted.
The Uncharted 2, that's how I got onto it anyway. Because Uncharted 2 is like the one. Like, it's so good.
For me,
And then I
they're
played
both
Uncharted.
the same.
I
They're just
suffered through
it's just jump
They're
and shoot
not
and
the
climbing.
same, no. They're not.
Jump,
Uncharted
shoot, climb.
2, 3, and 4 are the same because
Yeah.
they're all Uncharted 2. But Uncharted 1, it's like, doesn't know what it's doing. It's trying to be like Gears of War a little bit. And, it's not. It's like you just go from one cover to another cover to another cover. Uncharted 2 is
You're
like...
flat wrong about this.
No, I'm not.
When was the last time you played them?
Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, so about 2 years ago. What is it, after Uncharted 4? I played Uncharted
Smart
1
move.
3 times now. Uncharted 2 I played twice, and that is just set piece heaven. It's big moment after big moment after big moment, and I won't hear anything else.
There's a lot of running. There's a lot of shooting over the shoulder.
There's a helicopter, there's a
coming.
jeep,
Yeah.
and that.
Yeah.
Liam, you're like our Uncharted expert here. Where
Yeah.
do you stand on this?
I feel like I'm an Uncharted expert,
No,
but I'm the kind of
you're
expert
not
who's like
an expert.
who hates the thing that they're studying.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think I do agree, because with the thingy, the Nathan Drake collection, when it was remastered, they actually took the mechanics of 2
Yeah.
and retroactively applied them to 1, just because the mechanics in 2 were better. And so you could say Uncharted 2 made the first one better. I mean,
Yeah.
it quite literally did, because
Yeah.
they took
They
improved.
applied it.
Yeah, they took the improved shooting, put it in the first one.
What did
Yeah.
that happen with recently? And they put the new mechanics into the old one. To make it a little bit more palatable, because people thought that that's what they were going to do with Dark Souls Remastered,
Yeah.
right? They were going to make it Dark
Yeah,
Souls 3 style, but they obviously didn't.
There's actually quite a few now that are springing into my head. Mass Effect 2. Because Mass Effect 2 is like, people put that really high
Yeah,
up.
that's actually how I
Yeah,
played
man.
Mass Effect 1. I've told you this before. Like on Ninja Warrior. Like you run at that wall.
Yeah.
Right, that's me with Mass Effect 1. I had like 3 attempts at it, didn't do it each time.
All right, I can see that. I can visualize that.
Yeah, and then I took a break
Yeah.
after hearing everyone saying the view from the top, which is Mass Effect 2, is so good, it's worth all the effort. I tried that again, I did the whole course, boom, and I got through there thinking, Mass Effect 2 is going to be good when I get up here.
It was
Halfway
okay.
through Mass Effect 1, not halfway through, but like when you find, can I talk about a spoiler in Mass Effect 1? Like when there's that old
Been long enough.
race, what they called, when they find...
Protheans?
Yeah, that whole bit is mad. From that point onwards, I was like, yeah, this is sick. And I like the part where you have to pick if you want to go and speak to that Scorpion lot or the others, and that you get those choices.
Yeah, there's a lot of,
And it is like, oh yeah, Knights of the Old Republic has obviously inspired this. But Mass Effect 1, I only sat through it because of 2, but I really enjoyed my time with it, actually.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So Mass Effect is probably a better answer than Knights of the Republic. Knights of the Old Republic. I should probably mumble that less, in case people don't know what I'm talking about. Knights of the Old Republic.
And 2 and 2 is a lot better than 3, because I don't think many people would have played,
What?
Mass Effect, right?
Mass Effect 2 is a lot better than 3.
Yeah, because everyone hates the ending. So what I'm saying is, this
everyone's
question
wrong,
is,
though.
would people play Mass Effect 1 and 2 just to hear how shit the ending is at 3?
People
Also, does
forget-
Bioshock Infinite count
Do you know?
in this? I don't like Bioshock, so I don't know, but I have
No,
a feeling.
Bioshock 1 was like legendary.
Okay.
And Bioshock 2 certainly did not
hit the mark.
bring that. No, it was good. Especially it was fine. It was
right.
good.
It's
But
good, yeah.
It didn't like surpass and thingy the first one. I don't think so.
I just imagine a lot of people who would have missed Bioshock 1, maybe because they're young or whatever, probably would have wanted to go back after playing Infinite.
Mass Effect 2, it annoys me when people think
we're
Mass
back on
Effect 3 is
Mass Effect,
shit. It's because it's fucking amazing. It's an amazing sci-fi game, right? And because everyone hated the ending, that's all people think about. They forget there's amazing story moments in Mass Effect 3, better than Mass Effect 2. Mordin Solus, man.
Yeah.
Don't forget the sacrifice. Mordin Solus.
It's a double-edged sword, yeah, because like all gamers felt at the time, everyone who played the game's a gamer, what am I on about? All, people who bought the game, when he finished it, the game, the consumers, when he finished it, they all remember the explosion. Yeah, there's different colored explosion.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. All the Mass Effect developers are hit by that same thing because that's all anyone wants to talk about.
Yeah.
The ending. Like,
But
it's
there is
really
a fantastic
fucked
game
everybody.
all the way up to that.
But by all means, yeah. It's not even like a good game. It's a great
It's
game.
fantastic.
Mass Effect 2 is up there in like a lot of people's top 10 evers, right? Like,
Yeah.
and when I say people, I don't mean people, I mean publications. Like,
Yeah.
people who've really thought about lists,
yeah.
and it's up there with Uncharted 2 as well, yeah. So
Yeah, no,
just
I'm not saying that. I just mean Uncharted is Uncharted, isn't it?
yeah, that it is, Mike. That it is.
Hey, prove me wrong. Controversial statement.
Well, he's not wrong.
I just say what's on my mind. I don't give a shit what people think. Right, last email then is from Dread Pirate Dylan, who says, "I got Battlefield 5 on the For the Peasants Day of release, and then I got Battlefield 5 on the For the Peasants Day of release because he
I
got
think
it.
we called it Muggles Day, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. And then after having a few good, well-balanced matches, I had a round where my side was absolutely annihilated. I checked out the scoreboard and noticed the other team was full of players with very high ranks in the 30s, 40s, and even a few in the 50s. These players were all the top of the scoreboard. I assumed that those players had bought the week early access editions of the game. Having a week's early access to this kind of game can put you at a huge advantage with the leveling up of a character. So he's asking, is paying for early access the new pay to win? That's from Dread Pirate Dylan again. I don't know.
No, this is a match making issue, isn't it? It's
It
a balance
is.
issue.
It is. Yes, that's true. So it can be easily combated, but it's a question of whether or not EA, above DICE now, would want that to happen. Maybe they'd want people to get annihilated on the first day, so that the next Battlefield that comes out, they go, "I'm fucking getting in there early."
Remember that thing when it was EA or Activision that were contemplating showing people the guns that
Activision.
killed them?
Yeah, the patents they had.
Yeah.
On like basically advertising.
I think it was Activision, that wasn't it?
Yeah, full on. It was Activision. Yeah.
So it's something that big companies think about because it's getting waved in front of you. How's that guy got 50? You're right, and it's horrible to say that, isn't it? Because it's a shitty thing that probably is happening. It's to some extent, but it's an issue that you guys think could easily be fixed by the fact because there's enough people that bought the game first week, yeah. So matchmaking won't be that much of an issue.
Well, it's true, but for when you start filtering stuff like by region and by who's playing at that very moment, who's looking for a game at that very moment that you're looking for a game, it does suddenly start becoming more difficult, and you probably end up with longer wait times. If you started saying, if you're above level 30, then you're not going to get match made as easily with players who are below level 30.
And there's already some quite long wait times actually.
It is.
I waited 4 minutes to join a Grand Conquest on release day at about 9 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I played so much Conquest, because for some reason it just seems like popular. It just seems like that's what everyone's playing. So I don't think that it's the kind of thing where they'll want to fix it to start with. But it's the premise of the question. Is paying for early access the new pay to win kind of thing? I can see where you'd be coming from, for sure, because you're paying money, you're getting an advantage, but I don't think there's any benefit to thinking about it that way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And just kind of, because when you this pay to win stuff and all that kind of thing, like moaning and stuff on the internet. I'm not saying you're moaning, but that's when people start going down that road, it doesn't. I don't think it helps. I don't think it. Just don't. The best thing to do is to just don't worry too much about it and don't buy it. Don't buy it early if you don't.
There is a solution, isn't there? you know that there is one, isn't there? Like, just matchmaking lobbies. So what I'm saying is, this isn't a sign of things to come. So
Yeah.
when you're saying about don't moan, an easy way to avoid moaning is you don't think this is the state. This is a thing that a lot of serial internet gaming fucking moaners do. Is they think that one bad example is the state. It's like thinking that like one bad musical artist is the state of the music industry for years to come.
Because if you
It's
think
not. There's loads of good examples and shit, but if you start moaning about it and go and find some sick games, like, have you played Minute this year? Have you played Moonlighter this year? No, because you're just moaning about
well, even if he wants to play Battlefield, the bigger picture thing is if it doesn't work, if everyone is playing the game and having a negative experience because one side is heavily experienced and the other side isn't, that is not good for EA. They're not going to... If everyone's getting annihilated, they're not enjoying it, they won't buy the next Battlefield.
Apart from who's having a nice time, the people that bought it early because they're leveraging all these
but then they're going to end up
they're going to buy it again next year. So,
but that's all that's going to be left, and there's going to be far fewer sales, and it's not going to be a good...
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's not a good... EA do not want this to happen on the kind of if it's something that you noticed on day one and you feel like that's what the reason was, well, of course, who could put that much time in? Only the people who've been playing it early, right? But even if that's what the state of it is, maybe there's a small side of it where EA would see that as a benefit because it would encourage people to get to buy early next year. But I don't think the overall net benefit is good if certain people, the vast majority, are not having a good time.
You'll turn more people away.
Exactly.
Get more people away.
It's not a good...
Yeah, no, for sure,
So I wouldn't worry about it. But thanks for the email, Don. Thank you, everyone who emailed in.
Dylan,
That's dearspecialmoves@gmail.com if you want to send us in an email. Again, any questions, any topics, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want us to talk about, send us an email. We will read it and discuss. So before we sort of sign off...
To play Battlefield 5?
To play Battlefield 5 with the patrons...
Rather than Battlefield 5 in this podcast? Yeah.
There's going to be none next week. Don't worry about it.
No, we're not.
No Battlefield 5.
We're a band.
Don't even worry about it.
Prohibition era.
The new releases for the coming week. First up, we've got Darksiders 3, which is coming on PS4, Xbox One, and PC on November the 27th, which is Tuesday.
Yeah.
So this is a game that we're going to be covering in a kind of review impressions video or something. Probably on its own. Probably or as part of the Thursday show. I don't know. But what's Darksiders? What is Darksiders, guys?
It's a game about the horsemen, isn't it?
It is.
Fuck it to him, baby.
It's a game about the four horsemen of the apocalypse, and it's very comic booky. It's about War, the first horseman who he was tricked into starting the apocalypse.
Yeah, good.
It's kind of...
fucking hate it when that happens.
It's bad, isn't it? Annoying, man. But then, and it's about... and the rest of the horsemen tried to clear his name. In Darksiders 2, he played as Death, trying to clear War's name. And then,
I love that clear his name. Like, who has he got a reputation with? Like, how many...
The Chard Council, actually.
It is the Chard Council.
There's not, who are the gods chilling out with? I guess the gods know.
They're their own boys. They're their council.
Yeah.
It's like 10 of them.
Yeah.
Well, it's not 6 of them, I think.
But a good portion of them are involved in clearing the name.
Let him tell the story. Let him tell the story.
I know it sounds really silly. And then Darksiders 3, I believe you play as Fury, the third horseman.
Yeah.
And the whole point is she's trying to track down War, I believe, to make him answer for his crimes, even though he's sort of innocent, sort of.
Right.
Not.
Very Halo, very Master Chief, and what's the other lad called from Halo? I can't remember. What's his face? Never mind.
What's his name?
Cortana.
No, there's another Master Chief.
It was Halo
guy.
Halo 5 it was, yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Never mind.
John Connor.
It's the guy who plays Luke Cage. It's him. But
I'm sorry, I went into this. I thought one of you would just have it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's like Spartan Hobbs or something like that. I don't know.
That sounds like a bespoke played shirt company.
Dwayne the Rock.
Where'd you get that shirt, mate? Spartan Hobbs.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was 90 quid.
It's something weird like that, but it's pretty. Yeah, in Halo 5, you play as him hunting down Master Chief because Master Chief's been accused of some shit.
Chester-based tailors, Spartan Hobbs.
Yeah, much like Darksiders 3. Yeah?
So that's Darksiders 3.
Yeah.
That's coming out on Tuesday. So then we've got Artifact, which is coming out on the PC, and that's on November the 28th. Now, Artifact is the collectible card game from Valve.
You might remember it from that reveal where the entire stadium sighed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like that.
It was like the Dota International.
Yeah.
And
probably changed the Earth's orbit around the sun slightly.
Yeah.
That's how much air was going in one direction.
Gabe Newell, famous Gabe Newell of Valve, came on stage and was like, we're announcing a new game. Everyone went mad.
Artifact.
And then it
It's
said
called
Artifact. And then I remember the subtitle, like, cross-dissolved in. It said the Dota card game, and everyone just sighed.
That's better than working title.
Yeah.
Nintendo's preferred bracket of choice.
Oh, it's so funny. Go watch that clip if you're not seeing it. I've never seen such collective disappointment before.
So that's Artifact. That's arriving this week.
It's a Dota card game. It's been in beta for a bit, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people. I imagine if you've been interested in playing it, you've already played it at this point.
Yeah.
But there's that, and then finally we've got Katamari Damacy Reroll, which is coming to the Switch on November the 30th, and the PC actually as well.
Yeah.
Good little Switch title, I think that. Good little, good fit. So Katamari.
If you don't know Katamari, you play as a little
ball
thing. Well, you play as like
It's like a dung beetle, isn't he, or something?
Oh,
Yeah,
and
you're
the instigator of the ball.
Like,
But ultimately, it's a ball.
And then you start rolling stuff into a ball. The ball gradually gets bigger to the point where you can like roll buildings up and stuff. To the point where I think the whole goal of the game is you have to roll up the universe.
Yeah.
It's a very silly game, very light-hearted.
Yeah.
But
Very
a lot
easy
of fun.
to play, I imagine.
It's like Donut County, but in reverse.
Yeah.
Donut County would also make it into my wholesome, relaxing game I played this year.
Yeah, there's literally a game about a hole.
Yeah, and it's the complete inverse of this.
Yeah.
Remember from
Whereas
that etymology
Katamari's about rolling and building stuff up.
I can imagine
Donut
it's very
County's
relaxing.
about, like taking stuff down.
Yeah.
Good for the Switch, this. Good graphical style.
Yeah.
Nice, vibrant, big colours that'll
Great
work well in
soundtrack.
HD.
The music's
Yeah,
great.
interesting soundtrack. And you play as like a dung beetle, isn't it? Well, not dung. You're actually just a man. But no one remembers him today. So
I think
they always remember the ball.
Let's also
Like me.
take some time to remember the
Everyone
man.
remembers the weird king guy who's like king of the universe
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Who's like the
Because he's
main.
a meme.
Yeah,
You know what I
he
mean?
is. Yeah, everyone remembers him, but not so much
No
the main
one remembers
character.
the man
Tragedy
who
of
pushed
Katamari.
Yeah, what's that story about that man what pushes up a rock and it keeps falling and he's doomed to endlessly push that rock up the hill?
I don't know.
Is it
that's
Job?
That's the
The-
second
is that
hell
the Book of Job?
hill-based.
I think isn't it some like Greek myth? And there's a guy and he's just destined to constantly push a rock up the hill. But basically,
test his patience
Katamari
or
is
whatever.
that.
Right. This is dreadful podcasting.
Oh, come
Thank you,
on,
everyone,
come
for
on.
listening to the Special Moves podcast. That was episode 14. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully, if you are not interested in Battlefield 5, that you made it through all the way to the end.
Well done.
Thank you if you did. Really appreciate that. We'll be back next week with
No
absolutely
Battlefield
no
5.
Battlefield
No,
chat
no.
whatsoever. Probably some Darksiders 3, though, so listen out for that. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.